I slowly made my way along the hallways, heading towards the exit. There was too much information per unit of time. The amount of consecutive interactions with people exceeded the operational capacity of my brain. It provoked a defensive reaction. I just stopped feeling anything. Oh, hey, Himitsu, what's up? I'm going elsewhere. God, don't kick in the sad music. Himitsu was waiting for me in the yard. Let's go home, Nika-kin? Let's go. I replied automatically and looked at her with unseeing eyes.
Nika-kin, how was your day?
It was fine.
Mine was great. We're almost all ready for the festival. And I even tried on that maid uniform.
Oh no. I forgot about that. The whole maid, she was going to be in the kitchen of their little cafe, but then she's like, oh, but would you like to see me in the uniform? But, yo, goddamn, that's the thing. I love Himitsu. She's a fucking adorable. She's great. And if it weren't for the fact that Kagome is just that one step above her, just barely above her, that it breaks my heart to have to turn down Himitsu. That's the thing. Like, I'm sure when I go down Himitsu's route and I have to turn down Kagome for things, I'm not going to feel as bad, because I just feel like Kagome, like, it's because you can't, like, she doesn't really, emote. She's not one to really wear her emotions on her sleeves. You can't really tell exactly what she's feeling, so that when she is heartbroken, you don't really see it on her face. You could probably tell from, like, the dialogue or whatever. But, like, with Himitsu, when she's heartbroken, it shows. It fucking shows. And my god, it makes me feel so guilty. Nice. That's nice. In reality, I wasn't quite sure what she was talking about.
Didn't you want to see it?
See what?
The uniform. Maid uniform.
Himitsu stopped and stomped her foot.
Nika-kun, you're not listening to me.
No, don't make that disappointed face, Himitsu, please. No. My heart can't take it, girl. Yeah, sorry.
Something's happening to you, and you aren't telling me. Fine, I've decided not to force it. But can I at least pretend that everything's normal?
Yeah, sure.
Sure what?
I sighed and finally tried to focus on her face to figure out what Himitsu wanted from me. Sunshine, I'm really tired today. Honest, I just want to go home and fall asleep.
And what made you so tired?
Well, I started, but I couldn't come up with anything. At the very least, it's complicated.
And you aren't going to tell me what's so complicated again, are you?
I can't. Really. You could say I signed a non-disclosure agreement. Of course, it would have been much easier just to tell her already. At least then I wouldn't need to tortuously come up with excuses, straining my already poorly functioning brain.
Nika-kun, I don't know what to say. But are you lying to me? I want to believe you. Of course I do. But when you constantly keep things away from me, it's becoming more and more difficult.
Do you know Kobayashi Ellie? I suddenly got an idea.
Not personally, but everyone knows her.
Yeah, so we're having an affair. Himitsu said and frowned.
You should have said you sell drugs. That would have been easier to believe.
So you think I'm not good enough for Ellie? Himitsu sighed heavily and kept on walking.
You should have phrased the question differently. Who else besides me could put up with all this?
Sure, sorry. I rarely followed her. When we reached home, I realized that I had an awful, maddening amount of time left before the meeting with Kagome. I had nothing to fill it with. Moreover, even the thought of existing until the evening was making me uncomfortable. Will you come in? I asked shyly.
Not today.
Why?
Why, Nika-kun? Wow, are you really interested?
If you have nothing else to do.
Something else?
Himitsu paused.
How could I possibly have anything else to do? You're my job, hobby, duty, and cross all in one.
Sorry. Yes, I hadn't always treated her nicely, especially these days. But why this sudden burst of dark irony? As if it was Catherine standing before me.
No, I can't come in today. We'll see each other tomorrow. Bye.
She didn't wait for my reply and quickly crossed the street. Well, that was a conversation. Awkwardness surrounded me on all sides. I didn't know what to tell Kagome after that ambiguous scene she witnessed when I was arguing with the guys. I didn't know how harsh I was supposed to be with Ellie so that she would understand what she could tell her friends and what she better keep to herself. Ellie. I looked at that bass guitar that was patiently collecting dust next to my bed. There was a time when I wanted to put it in the wardrobe to get it out of the way, but I kept stalling, hoping I hadn't abandoned music for good. God, I feel that. Then I got used to it and the guitar stopped bothering me at all. I feel that. How do you do it again? I took the bass in my hands and checked the strings and played a few notes. Not connected to an amp, the sound was dull and unexpressive, but my fingers immediately remembered the feeling. Hell yeah. Played a simple bass line from a famous Western song, and it felt immediate relief. Unaccustomed to the harshness of the strings, the fingers on my right hand grew red and started to ache after only a minute. Yeah, I feel that. But it felt more like the pleasant tiredness you feel after finishing some hard work, rather than the disabling exhaustion of slave-like labor. Yeah, I feel that. That's the thing, I love playing bass. Yeah, my hand can be sore as hell after I'm done and just aches, but I'm just like, yeah, nah, that just meant I fucking played really hard and had a lot of fun. That shit was awesome. Why haven't I been doing this? God, I feel that. I spent so much time in pointless contemplation inside my own head while there was an entire world waiting for me at arm's reach. I put the bass away and felt horrified. Was Catherine alone to blame for that? God damn it, Catherine. You came between a man and his bass? Fuck's wrong with you? Shame. She ditched me, setting my life tumbling down the slope. But she hadn't even been around for the last year and a half. She hadn't been an invisible shadow trailing me, patiently sabotaging any attempts to change anything. She hadn't been the one placing invisible barriers, stopping me from performing even the most basic human functions that any normal person would find effortless. Katya hadn't been putting a stone on my chest every morning, stopping me from getting up. And she definitely hadn't been the one who personally soiled my relationship with Himitsu, although she had played a certain role in it. Although in regards to Himitsu, all I wanted was to keep her away from me right now. Because she couldn't help. Because I was in real danger and I didn't want to subject her to the same. Maybe in that case it'd be better to tell her the truth? Or at least part of it? And after all, she wasn't a child who could take care of herself. I decided that it would be better to leave that thought to steep for a while and make a decision later. Oh yeah? Playing the bass made time fly, it sure does. And then here I was, on my way to meet Kagome. I was constantly glancing over my shoulder on my way to the train station, but didn't notice anybody following me. Either they were real professionals, or I wasn't being watched. I doubted Irina would consider a midnight visit to a classmate I barely knew to be normal behavior, but what mattered most was that nobody would find out that we were meeting with Ichinose. I stepped off the train a few stops before my station and made the rest of the way on foot to confuse potential pursuers as much as I could. Finally, I got to the bridge Kagome was supposed to meet me on. Isn't this convenient? It was next to a restaurant, while I had to spend a good hour or even more, considering all the maneuvers I made to get here. When I got on the bridge, Kagome was already waiting for me, but something was wrong about her. Hey! I called out to her unsurely. She turned to me and everything became clear. She had a huge black eye, poorly covered by her bangs. Motherfucker. What happened? I fell. She responded, still trying to hide her face. On somebody's fist? What does it matter? It matters a lot. I replied indignantly and tried to come closer, but Kagome immediately stepped back. I don't know what you've imagined for yourself, but there is nothing and can't be anything between us. You better save that energy for Kobayashi. I had to make a conscious effort not to shout at her. Let's put it this way. I understand what you heard this morning could appear unexpected, but I was speaking hypothetically. I'm not expecting anything. Damn it, that's not what I meant to say. I was saved by a dark silhouette appearing out of the gloom of the night.
Nikolai-kun. Kagome-chan.
Ichinose-san? I immediately recognized my father's friend, although he seemed to have aged noticeably since the last time I saw him.
Were you followed?
No. Kagome just shook her head.
I know you two were acquainted.
Only by circumstance.
A corporation.
He said meaningfully and took out a pack of cigarettes. Ichinose looked a bit too calm. It set me a little on edge.
Sorry, kids. I've only been thinking about myself.
Ichinose-san, what are you talking about?
I owe a great deal to your father, Nikolai. We're friends. And to yours as well, Kagome-chan. I knew the corporation would come after me sooner or later. I've been preparing for it. I wasn't the only one in danger.
Ichinose-san, it's not your fault. Took a quick look at Kagome. She kept standing with a sour face, studying the tips of her shoes. Maybe Ichinosi's apology hadn't quite satisfied her.
One way or another, we all knew the risks of being involved in the project. I just had more luck.
The project? What are you talking about, Ichinose-san?
The project is what your parents and I were working on, Kobayashi Corporation.
What's the point of this project?
Oh, Nikolai, that's not easy to explain. Every scientist was, essentially, responsible for their own part. I was a physicist, and your father was a rocket engineer.
For some reason, I'd always thought he designed bridges.
Akira-san would be able to tell you a lot more than me. He was effectively in charge of the project.
He never told me. Kagome finally said,
Sometimes it's not worth taking home. It's not worth taking work home.
I still don't get it. If he was such an important person there, why was he just kicked out?
They're dangerous people, Kagome-chan. The life of a single person means nothing to them. When Akira-san did everything that was required of him...
Don't say that. She suddenly shouted. Kagome, please, not now. She looked at him with tearful eyes, and in her gaze I could see a desperate plea for support. However, having found no understanding from me, she stared at her feet again. Ichinose-san, I have another question.
Yes?
I wasn't sure whether speaking about this in Kagome's presence was a good idea, but there was no guarantee I'd get another chance. You're someone by the surname Winters.
Winters.
You thought about it.
Yes, I know a woman of the name, but she's considerably older than you.
And what was that Mrs. Winters doing in the project? The pieces of the puzzle were starting to come together into a terrible picture.
No, I don't think she had anything to do with the scientific part of the project. She was more like an administrator, from the American side.
American side?
You didn't think that the project was a purely Japanese endeavor, did you? It's something bigger than that, Nikolai. Multinational, you could say.
I didn't think anything, Ichinose-san. A week ago, I believed that my parents' death was an accident. 3 days ago, I believed that I was at least in control of my own life. An hour ago, I was sure that my father designed bridges. Bridges, Ichinose-san, not rockets.
Nikolai, I understand it's hard for you.
Hard? I smirked. The most depressing thought was that at the moment I was concerned not so much about my parents' death, but rather the fact that Catherine's mother, and thus Catherine herself, could be involved in it. So that Mrs. Winters, did she have anything to do with my parents' death?
It was a car accident.
Ichinose remarked carefully. It's not that hard to stage a car crash. Don't you agree, Ichinose-san?
I've had my suspicions, but there's been no evidence.
That just means they did it very well. Mrs. Winters? I persisted.
No, I don't know. I don't think she has anything to do with it.
But you can't say for sure.
No, I can't.
He finally admitted and lit another cigarette. And what do you have to say? I turned to Kagome. All the time we'd been talking, she stood there silently, as if trying to fade into the darkness of the Tokyo night. What can I possibly say? I don't know. It's her father who's gone missing. My parents can't be brought back, but... whatever. We're gonna stand here in the cold until dawn, waiting for her to deign to come to her senses, so I took the initiative. Ichinose-san, do you know anything about her father? Where they might possibly be keeping him?
No, Nikolai. I can't help you with that. I'm just a scientist. This issue requires people with greater practical experience. But I still want to help you two. I still have some documents concerning the project. Soon I'm going to leave Tokyo forever anyway, so you're of no use to me.
And what's in those documents?
Oh, all sorts of information. I've been taking them from work a page at a time for years to give myself a trump card in case.
He went quiet and smiled bitterly. That's very generous of you, Ichinose-san. But how will you...
No, don't worry, I'll manage. Besides, I've lived long enough already. It's time to let the next generation take the stage.
Thank you. I didn't know what else to say.
I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time.
We'll be here.
Kagome-chan, I hope your father will be alright.
Kagome just nodded, her head still cast down. Well, happy now? When Ichinose-san disappeared into the night, I snapped at Uemura. What the hell was that? Ichinose could be our only chance to get the information we need, and you were standing there freezing up like you're a kid at a talent show. You managed it well enough without my help. What else do you need? What else? How dare you? I actually lost my breath from anger. Seriously? It's not like they stole my father. We'll see when he hands over the documents. That's it. See you tomorrow. Oh, you will. Suddenly, Kagome took off, walking quickly away. Fine, go! I shouted after her, and was left standing alone in the middle of the night in an unfamiliar district. I think there was a phone booth around here. And indeed, half an hour later, I was sitting in the backseat of a taxi as it leisurely brought me home. Damn. I just want to know who the fuck hit my girl Kagome. Does she got like an abusive man? Is that the thing? She got a man, but he's an abusive asshole? Is like her grandfather's like dementia acting up and like he's getting violent? Because that is a thing sometimes. The elderly would that have dementia or Alzheimer's or what? Because she said that her grandfather had something along those lines. I don't think she said those specifically, but he was having like memory issues or something. And the fact that like, you know, also, yeah, isn't like there are a lot of drunken patrons at her restaurant? I could see several explanations for it, but either way, I'm pissed. I returned home long past midnight and immediately fell asleep. I was so tired I can't remember a single dream, if I even had any. Come morning, my head was foggy and I couldn't concentrate. I had no time for self-pity. Unsolved problems kept piling up. It was beyond my ability to solve most of them, but I could still do something. Kagome's black eye kept bothering me. I didn't know what was stronger, the care for her I didn't even understand myself, or the fear of what her emotions can drive her to do. Did it really matter right now? Keeping her sensible was in my best interest. Kobayashi Jun had made that very clear. There wasn't much to make breakfast with, so I headed right for school. I found Kyosuke, who was clearly bored of doing nothing, and immediately took him aside to talk. I have something only you can help with. I trustingly put my arm around his shoulder and lowered my head so they could hear me clearly. It's about Uemura. Hold up, I'll say right away, I have no desire to listen to another lecture like yesterday.
Nick, wait.
She's being bullied, right? Kyosuke took his time to reply and looked genuinely concerned.
Well, yes, I guess.
Kyosuke, I'm not about to moralize at you. I just need information. Who else can I ask if not you?
Nick, are you sure you want to get any deeper into this?
You don't understand.
Maybe I don't, but what I do understand is that the people you're going up against are practically forces of nature. I might pity Uemura too, but do you want to take her place?
What?
Nick, you know this isn't a regular school. Even if it was, there's always people who need some way to prove their status.
By beating others?
Beat? What? No!
I turned and quickly looked around the classroom, but Kagome was yet to arrive. You'll see for yourself soon.
Nick, I'm just trying to stop you from doing anything rash, that's all. You might think you're doing the right thing for the right reason, but in the end, you'll only make things worse. Both for you and Uemura-san.
I appreciate your concern. Kyosuke looked at me with such pain in his eyes that I couldn't help but feel ashamed for snapping at him and Michael yesterday.
Fine.
My friend finally sighed and dragged me out into the hall.
I don't think anyone will hear us here.
So?
You must know Asakura-san from our class.
Let's say I do. I vaguely recalled that she was the girl sitting next to Michael.
Nick, come on, get it together. She was with Ellie-sama in the canteen that time.
Apparently he was referring to the accident with the orange juice. Alright.
And she wasn't there alone. There were a few other girls. For example, Kawashima-san.
I know that one. How come? Kyosuke immediately squinted, making a sly expression. I'm the one asking questions today.
Alright.
So you want to say all of that? You want to say that all of them are a part of Ellie's clique?
Something like that, yes.
It's hard for me to believe that all that bullying was happening with Ellie's silent approval. But it was even hard to believe that she didn't know about it. Where can I find this Asakura? I didn't see her in class.
And maybe behind the school building now. Opposite the swimming pool on the far side.
Got it. Thanks.
Nick, I warned you.
He said after me. Cunts. Kyosuke wasn't lying. I found her exactly where he said she'd be, surrounded by several other girls I didn't know. Kawashima was there too. Ladies, would you spare a cigarette? Get your own. One of them replied with disgust in her voice. Wait, I know you. You're in my class. Apologies. Name's Anakin. At your service. What do you want? plan I had in my head on the way here seemed pretty good, but the last moment I lost my confidence. God damn it, Nikolai. He just walks up like, hey, ladies, what's going on? Oh, fuck, what am I doing? Perhaps what I was going to say was correct, per se, but who was I to accuse them of anything? That is true. It wasn't their father, their teacher, a policeman, or even a friend. But no pain, no gain. My man. I want you to leave Iwamura alone. God, he's just coming out swinging, isn't he? Ugh. I hate confrontational moments like this. Like, I'm happy for my man, sticking up for Kagome. That's awesome shit, but now it's just, these kind of moments get me so uncomfortable because I know just like some real shit's about to go down. Who? She's that bigger girl from my class. Remember yesterday? She didn't finish, only grinned even wider. What do you care? Is it love? Would you look at this knight in shining armor? Did you lose your steed on the way? It's none of your business. Just leave her alone. She hasn't done anything to you. And what if we don't? Then really had nothing to threaten them with. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like he's over here, you know, barking at him. It's like, okay, what are you gonna do if we don't? Yeah, I'm gonna be angry. And trust me, you're not gonna give a shit when I'm angry.
Then I'll tell the principal. No! Nikolai, what are you doing? Snitching ain't the fucking way, homie. Especially in a rich kid's school. This is a rich kid's school. You gonna tell the principal? Oh, you gonna tell the principal? You know the principal's under somebody is getting money under the table from someone. Nikolai, I get it. He's like pulling shit out of his ass. He's like, oh shit, what do I threaten them? I'll tell the principal. Principal ain't gonna give two shits. Principal ain't gonna care in the slightest. Nikolai, god damn it, my guy. Shit, I would rather you resort to domestic violence, my guy. I would rather you threaten them with actual violence. Alright? I'm not condoning violence against women, but god damn it, that'd be the better choice than saying, I'm gonna snitch to the principal. You'd at least come off more intimidating that way, like, oh, what are you gonna do if we don't? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking start painting some eyes myself, huh? Haha, go ahead. Do you think we're leeches like your beggar? Our parents are quite generous with their donations to the school. Now the principal would risk losing their money over some garbage that found its way here. Is this what Kyosuke was talking about? Yeah, kinda. Like, homie, you can't really reason with these people. So now we go to Ellie. Now we say, Ellie, hey, why are you homies beating on my homie? These are the insurmountable forces of nature. Money. Sure, you could call the KGB and the corporation that, but these arrogant girls? Money. There were guys who could at least try and solve the problem with my fists. I mean, it's 87, my guy. You can. I mean, shit. You could do so nowadays. Is it legal? Hell no. But I mean, also hitting a man isn't legal either. That's still assault. Like, you could still get booked for that shit. But like, you could always start swinging. You're definitely in the wrong if you start swinging. You're definitely, gonna be painted as the bad guy if you start swinging. You're definitely not gonna win the war. You might win that battle, but you're not gonna win the war if you start swinging. I'm just saying. You could still start swinging. It's still an option on the table. I'm just saying. Not the best option, but don't disregard it, my guy. Don't disregard it. A bruised face tends to hurt less than a wounded pride. Yeah. Well, why so quiet, lover boy? You know, my country would be sent to prison camp. Really? Is that what they do to bullies in Russia? You get sent to prison camp? Goddamn. What? To dig a bella morcanal with a spade. I'm guessing that's some kind of latrine, like a shithole. He's completely crazy. They're two of a kind. I really had no idea what to do next. Unfortunately, I couldn't actually send them to a camp. Couldn't prescribe prophylactic slaps to their... Prophylactic slaps? Okay. And for some reason, I couldn't even bring myself to berate them.
A growing anxiety nagged at me to run away already. Yeah. At that point, you just gotta say, "Oh, we'll see." You'd be like, yeah, we'll see. I'm not done with you." And you just kind of walk away, shoot him an evil look. But now you just dig yourself. You were already fucked by walking up, by confronting them like this. I mean, you got confirmation by the one chick saying like, "Oh yeah, yesterday didn't do anything." Haha. But like, of course I didn't want to acknowledge defeat and be reduced to the lowest form of life in their eyes. But, homie, you're already the lowest form of life in their eyes. What are you talking about? Defeat or no defeat? That's what Kyosuke was talking about, right? Fuck. I know I just said he should run away. I literally just said, like, homie should just walk away. But God damn it. I don't know. Maybe if you stand your ground, Ellie shows up, and you can be like, "Yeah, these sluts are abusing my homie." And you win that way. Or maybe if you run away, you run into Ellie. I don't know what the right answer is here, man. This is one that definitely requires a save for sure. I went to settings, not saving. That's my bad. Oh my guy. Fuck. I don't know. Because that's the thing, standing your ground, like, if we factor in no other outside factors, alright, just what's in front of us, standing your ground could get you, you could just dig yourself in a deeper hole. Like, I said maybe Ellie shows up, but what if then those guys show up? What if the guys show up, right? They're boyfriends. What if they start fucking, being assholes, beating the shit out of you again? They've already done it once before. I doubt they'd hesitate to do it again. But also berating them and standing your ground and be like, "Hey, you're a bunch of bitches." That's not gonna get through to them. But neither is running away. Running away, they're just like, "Ha, that's what I thought, fucking loser." I don't know what the right answer is here. This is like the first time where it's like, I truly don't know. Without every other time I've saved at a decision in this game, I've always been like, I'm pretty sure I know what the right answer is, but just in case. Right now, I legit don't know. I legit don't know where I go from here. This is an interesting one. This is an interesting one. Alright, I'm gonna click out shortly. Oh, it's gonna keep playing in the background anyway. Nice. Alright. We're gonna go to Google. We're gonna type in coin flip. Tails. The coin flip says tails. No, one second. I can actually show monitor. Boom. Just so y'all can see, the coin flip says tails. All right. I showed you the Google screen with the coin flip. It says tails. So you know this isn't just me pulling some bullshit out. Even though I am definitely one to pull some bullshit out. I flipped the coin. It says tails. So let me tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna stand our ground. I left it up to the fates, and the fates said we stand. You think you're invincible? I barked at them, which made them deflate a little. I'm gonna give you a black eye too. Yeah, see? Threats of violence, my guy. That's where you're supposed to go with it. Are you? What? Weren't expecting that. What's going on here? God damn it, I knew the boyfriends would show up. I knew the boyfriends would show up. I fucking knew it. Ah, shit. God damn it, I fucking knew it. I'm like, oh shit, what if the boyfriend's showing in? Hey, what's going on here? Oh, the boyfriends. You know what? I'm not safe scumming it. I'm not going back. I left it up to the fates, and we're gonna keep going forward. The fates said we stand our ground, and I am not going to disagree, to argue with the fates. Let's get our ass beat. Let's go. I turned around and saw the idiots I'd run into at the school gate a week ago. The ones I first saw bullying Kagome. Guys, the girls dropped their cigarettes and ran to them. Hey you! One of them called to me. Well, if you stand your ground, you stand it to the end. It's exactly what I'm saying. I said I'd stand my ground. I'm standing, baby. Let's go. Came closer. Asukato was the only one left. The other girls haven't run away. Not so brave now, are you? You think might makes right? Having the numbers puts you on top? Wait a moment. I think I know you. Guys, that's the prick we saw in the bar. Ain't you perceptive? Did you get the memo last time? I can give you another one. I took a step forward, but then I heard a familiar voice. Nick. Michael approached me quickly and stood by me. Is everything alright? I see the signs of strained thinking on the thug's face. Not worth getting my hands dirty. Of course, they still have the numbers, 3 against 2. People like them attack only when they feel they have an overwhelming advantage. You can't take the risk of losing. I found myself thinking that, to an extent, you even call it a good strategy. Let's go, lads. We'll deal with him later. Although they probably wouldn't have started a fight at the school in the middle of the day. Asukato left with them without even looking at me. Well, it was too early to call a complete victory, but we'd taken the first step. You literally just saved my life. Don't exaggerate. Well, only a little. Michael seemed to be expecting something from me. Aren't you gonna ask me what happened? Kyosuke told me. And you immediately rushed to help me? Let's say I wanted to make sure that you had everything under control. Look, I'm sorry for yesterday. I didn't want to go at you two like that. No, it's our fault. Iwamura doesn't deserve to be treated like that. And if you want to, well, it's your choice. Thank you. His words sincerely moved me, and I firmly shook his hand. Hell yeah, real homie shit. Fuck yeah, Michael.